With our top 5 hotspots reports, generally speaking, our city reports are more popular than the regional ones. But I think that's changing. I think increasingly as we move forward in 2018, that's going to change more and more, because right now the regional areas are starting to excel as the markets in our biggest cities, specifically Sydney and Melbourne, start to wind down. We're actually seeing some of the regional cities excel on price growth and sales activity. And nowhere is that true more than in regional Victoria. We've just completed our latest top 5 regional Victoria hotspots report, and it has a number of locations which are really excelling with their market performance at the moment. Sales activity is very, very strong in these locations, and price growth in some cases has been very, very prolific. Examples of that include the city of Geelong, just outside Melbourne, and that has been a very strong market for the last couple of years. We've been included in a number of our reports, including top 5 regional Victoria hotspots for the past couple of years. It's getting close to the time when we'll take it out of that report, because it has been a strong market with very good price growth over the past 18 months or so. Another one that's really standing out right now is Cardinia Shire. Many people around Australia probably don't know where Cardinia Shire is. I must confess that until a few years ago I didn't know myself, but it's one that's really stood up, put its hand up, and it begged to be noticed with the research that we do every day, trying to identify the future hotspots around Australia. This is a shire just outside the Melbourne metropolitan area in the far southeast. So down in the far southeastern corner of the Melbourne metropolitan area, we have the local government area of Casey, which is one of the strongest population growth areas in Victoria. This includes suburbs such as the Cranbourne suburbs. There's a number of suburbs with Cranbourne in the name, and various other. Narrow Warren's another one down there. Affordable places, growth suburbs, lots of new housing being built down there. Pretty good infrastructure, plenty of jobs nodes down in that area as well. So not everybody's commuting up to the CBD of Melbourne to go to work. Now, just outside that area, when you leave what's the designated Melbourne metropolitan area, you're starting to come across towns such as Officer and Pakenham and Emerald. And these are all part of the Shire of Cardinia. Now, this is an area which is getting some of the overflow growth from Melbourne. It's got more of that country lifestyle. It's a little bit more affordable than the suburbs of Melbourne. So more and more people are showing interest in that area. And so sales activity has grown very strongly in the last 12 to 18 months. And on the back of that, we've seen prices growing quite prolifically. Most of the towns in Cardinia Shire have had median price growth in the last 12 months of at least 12 or 15%, and a couple of them are above 20%. In fact, the latest figures indicate that the median price for offices has grown more than 30%. I'm not sure I believe that figure, but nevertheless, it's part of a general trend that's showing up in that area of very, very strong price growth. So the theme, I guess, of this edition of Top 5 Regional Victoria Hotspots is that the areas that are outside the Melbourne metropolitan area, but very close to it and within commuting distance, I guess, of jobs nodes within Melbourne City, are doing very, very well. And this is because people who perhaps are priced out of the Melbourne market or finding the prices a bit steep after 3 years of very strong price growth in various parts of Melbourne are looking elsewhere, and they notice there are towns and small cities just outside the Melbourne metropolitan area, which are a lot more affordable, have perhaps a more relaxed lifestyle, an opportunity perhaps to work in those areas. But if your career is actually within the Melbourne metropolitan area, it's still within commuting distance, because the road and rail links from some of these places are pretty good. So these are the sorts of markets that are really standing out in Victoria right now as the Melbourne metropolitan market starts to wind down. It's those areas in regional Victoria, just outside the metropolitan area, but within striking distance, within commuting distance, much more affordable, different type of lifestyle. It's starting to appeal to more and more people. So we're starting to see those markets perform very strongly. So it's worth having a look. Top 5 Regional Victoria Hotspots, you'll find, if you get a copy of that report, you'll find a number of areas that are amongst the strongest growth markets in Australia right now. That's it for now. Terry Ryder from Hotspotting, signing off. Talk to you again soon.